Welcome back to the second half here between the Bunny Thugs out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and T-RAD out of Kelowna, BC. We saw a pretty quick first half, only lasted about 30 minutes here, with the Bunny Thugs leading this game 8-2 over T-RAD. We'll see now they're starting on offense in the second half. Shayna Yates is going to shoot a flick huck deep, but a miscommunication there as Cole Digel there was coming under.
Is it Digel or Diggle?
Digel, many pronunciations may be heard in the second half of this broadcast, but right now T-RAD moving it back up to the near sideline, looking for a chance to get a break right off the bat here. Could be a good momentum shift for them as Bowie puts it over to the far sideline. Draper resetting that one back to Bowie. Now Noodlings on the near sideline, but Cole Digel with the run through D. Now looking up line, but that one's going to drop a little bit low, just trying to move it a little bit quickly on that one.
Yeah, number 5, Shauna Yates there, looking just frustrated with herself on not making that throw happen. Now looking hard to get the D back.
Noodlings now for T-RAD. Resetting that one. Low on options though, as this tight defense upfield looking for the reset, finds a narrow space through to Noodlings. Resetting that one back. Cam Connolly puts that over to Draper. Draper will shoot a low laser, and Cole Diggle there picks it up, but immediately puts it into the turf, looking upfield a little bit too quickly again there.
Yeah, and that was a good read by Diggle to realize the disc was coming straight to him, but a bit too rushed to throw it back down the other way.
Noodlings, that one a little bit high for the hands of Emma Sieben there as McGill picks up here for the Thugs. Resetting back to Yates. Yates will put that one around. Tim Dorkson laying out to retain possession and resetting right away. Dion will look to the end zone, has a couple receivers milking that one in. Is Cole Diggle there with the goal, making it 9-2.
Yeah, and even with the missed throw, Digel able to come down with the goal in the end zone there. Wearing a uncharacteristic peak hat. The red hat there, not something you see very often, but good for him. Way to start a new fashion trend. T-RAD still looking to find their mojo in this game. Looked like they had it there a little bit, but nothing upfield, no options upfield for them. It feels like all their cutters are hanging out deep, and no one's really making any movement happen. So their handlers are having to resort to silly, not silly, but forced dump passes that aren't getting completed. And Bunny Thugs just looking like the happier team and more focused in this game.
Yeah, Cole Diggle there making it look pretty easy, milking it into the end zone there off the throw from Mark Dion. And that's a combination we'll see probably throughout the course of this weekend. This Bunny Thugs team do look like they could be a team that we might see later again in bracket play if they continue to play this way right now, taking advantage of the errors that T-RAD has made. T-RAD has done some good things as well, of course. They're playing some good, tight defense for the most part, especially taking away those unders. The Thugs right now taking advantage of those out opportunities given to them.
So we just get a quick update as well. If you have any you're just joining us, you can tweet at myself and Becky here with our Twitter handles be on the screen for you right now. But back to the action here in Surrey.
That one centered into the middle here for T-RAD. Gowan Locke looking for an option. The zone look again here from the Thugs, and this time T-RAD can't take advantage of the spaces left by the poach, and will give Justice Paul a chance to pick up. Williams finds Fertoski. The layout effort there from Archibald, almost close enough, but the disc still in the hands of Fertoski as he puts it up to Paul. 2 yards from the end zone now. Looking for an option, waits after a few cuts. Another layout D attempt there from T-RAD. Just make sure that everybody's okay.
And I think the T-RAD player is going to call a pick here that they weren't able to catch up to their player. Sorry, never mind. There's no call as signaled by the observer, and that's a goal.
So Colin Hoyen will get that goal here for the Bunny Thugs, comfortably up 10-2. They lead by 8 points, and this game taking no time at all right now, Lucas. This is an incredibly fast-paced game with the Thugs moving that disc so quickly. I don't think any player is really holding on to it for more than 2-3 stalls max in this game right now.
No, you saw that last point too with Diggle trying to turn around and fire the disc back the other direction. Same in this point, except they completed the throws. So Bunny Thugs very confident in their defensive offense, their defensive line's offense, and looking to move the disc fast. T-RAD here just, like you said, comfortable, able to find the hole, but just unable to complete, going downwind. So the wind is coming a little bit from left to right here, unable to make that downwind pass to the receiver connect. And an unfortunate turnover for T-RAD, forcing them to play defense again, and they're unable to with this Bunny Thugs quick break mentality. But yeah, with just over, sorry, go ahead, Becky, there.
I think I was probably going to say the exact same thing with you about the time here, Lucas.
Yeah, it's just over 40 minutes, or hitting the 40-minute mark on this game right now. This is a quick one. We might be over and done with really soon.
We'll have to see how this one plays out. T-RAD, just the 2 holds early in this game. This game, of course, was sitting at 3-2, and you get all excited at the start of a game when it's that close, but the Thugs showing exactly why they're currently number 1 in this pool. Of course, coming in second in this pool, the 7th overall seed, beating the number 1 overall seed Force yesterday. So now showing us exactly why they're one of those top teams with the current scoreline here. But for now, again, T-RAD out on offense, looking to get another point on the board here as Brie Larson looks for an option through the tight mark here from Sean Fertoski. And that one's going to roll all the way back into the end zone and back towards this near sideline, giving the Thugs a chance to set up their end zone.
And again, a quick turnover from T-RAD, not able to even control the disc possession for longer than a minute or so. So we'll have to see if they can earn it back here right on their own end zone line.
And a push pass for Toski into the end zone for Haley Williams. Again, making it look simple as Williams only had one quick little jab step. No problem then to get open on the open side, take this game to 11-2.
Yeah, T-RAD defender just felt like just giving up, not just following that jab step. Like you said, one jab step, all of a sudden ankles broke, and Bunny Thug player was well open on the open side. A push pass, interesting option in this win, but hey, you got to do what you got to do, right? Score goals.
And that's one thing with the Bunny Thugs living in the prairies. They have zero fear when it comes to playing in the wind. Lucas practiced there last summer as well, and the crazy amount of wind you play in, it does develop a certain amount of throwing ability in conditions. This for them is nothing but a gentle breeze.
I feel like every time, this always happens to Vancouver teams or BC teams, the whole summer we're practicing, there's no wind, there's no rain, and we come to the Canadian National Tournaments, all of a sudden it's gale force winds, there's thunderstorms in Brampton, and we're all like, what the hell is going on here? Saskatchewan players, the Ontario players, the Manitoba players, all having like crappy conditions throughout the summer to practice in. They come and they're like, yeah, this is pretty normal. We're just too spoiled here in BC, you know? That's what I'm getting at.
So we'll see now if T-RAD still looking for a point in the second half. Those first 2 points, of course, coming early in the first half. They've been unable to score since it went to 4-2 from the Thugs here. See if they can find some sort of response. So much time left in this game. They just need to start generating some offense here with another person set now. Thugs still changing their style of defense, working on some different sets here. Grant looking for a reset. Tight defense from McGill, but manages Gowanlock to get open. Now looking again for a reset, finds Kyla Gowanlock upfield. Rawson now back to Gowanlock. Putting that one around, resetting it to James Donnelly. Some poach defense there, and now a run through D. Garrett Gartner ready for that one. Just an easy outstretched arm. We'll give this one back. Brett Lindsay finds Charlena McGill. McGill back to Lindsay. Person-to-person defense here from the Kelowna team. Over to Yates in the middle. Yates will put that one up looking for Gartner, who gets up high for the floaty disc to reel that one down. McGill out in front, but no problem to run onto that.
Yeah, contact there. I was going to say if the player doesn't call a foul or contact here, would be interesting. An aggressive hand from number 10 there on the on T-RAD team, and Kyla Gavinlock. So she's looking for a hard mark, but maybe getting a bit too touchy.
So disc coming back in on stall 1. McGill looking for an option. Will find Lindsay upfield over to Yates. Yates fakes the upline shot. Instead, will reset to the middle for McGill. McGill around to Gartner. Inside shot to the end zone, but that one is too low. An excited laser for the open player, and that will give the disc back here to T-RAD.
Yeah, number 33, Morgan Branton there looking to try and bail her, throw her out and grab it right off the ground, but unable to.
So disc back in play here with T-RAD as Gowanlock reaches up to keep that one in play. Shooting to the under for Rawson. That one will stay down here near their end zone, but now finding some space upfield with Matag, who shoots that one low, and the layout unfortunately unable to make that grab as it kind of bobbles off his face there.
Yeah, Berga is unable to. I think he was more. Oh, sorry, is that Rawson? Yeah, it is Rawson who laid out. He was looking at the landing before the disc, so unfortunate.
Brett Lindsay now in the middle, controlling the play here. Puts that one low and bobbled off the hands of Garrett Gartner. Can't keep that one in play, and maybe that one a little bit of wind affecting it, not making sure the right edge was on the disc. T-RAD looking for their first point of the second half. Inside to Gowanlock. Resetting the disc here. Donnelly finding an option in Grant, and that one looking back to Donnelly, and again Garrett Gartner making the run through D. Makes those Ds and is always sprinting directly upfield after, but this disc back with the handlers. That one's going to float up. McGill will run onto it. Shooting under to Gartner. Back to McGill. McGill holsters the shot and goes to Wiseth Wong here. Wiseth Wong will find McGill upfield again. Does well and puts that one up into space, looking for Tim Dorkson, who takes the inside lane, gets in front of his defender, and finds the goal.
Yeah, good. A little bit of contact on the coming through there, but the T-RAD defender unable to make his way around the streaking Bunny Thugs player who hangs on tightly for that goal. Yeah, shout out to number 66 on the Bunny Thugs there, Garrett Gartner. Every time he's made a block, he's run deep. Every single time. I can't tell you, well, for most of you guys who play Ultimate, you know how difficult that is. Play defense for 30, 40 seconds and then make a block and then turn around and cut deep. It's not so easy on your legs, so shout out to him for still having the juice left to quickly turn around and go deep.
So now up 12-2. There's not long left in this game if the momentum continues in favor of the Thugs, so not long to get your vote in for player of the game. Of course, you can tweet with the hashtag CUC Surrey with your player of the game. We'll be giving them a pair of layout gloves after this one as well, so make sure you get that in before the end of this one. Right now, the momentum all in the favor of the Bunny Thugs.
Yeah, with a 10-point lead, and I mean, we saw it in the game before between TT and Lit. It is tough to come back from that. So looking for T-RAD here. Use this as a learning experience. Try and figure out what adjustments you have to make before you head into your pre-quarters game this evening or this afternoon, and make those changes now rather than reach that pre-quarters game and have to figure it out then.
That disc will come in pretty sharp as Bowie, sorry. That disc, as I just said, trailing in pretty quickly, and he, I think, was already thinking about the throw, thinking that pull catch was easy. For Toski, gets the disc on the end zone line, looking for a quick break, shoots the inside shot across, but straight into the poach. That one, a very difficult angle to make that throw. As now Bowie has it again, looking for some redemption. Puts that one to Shaw Naka. Shaw Naka resets Noodlings, keeps that low, but Bowie does well to retain possession as he now goes to the near sideline. holsters the deep shot there. Back into Bowie. Bowie surveying for an option and has to go to the reset on this near sideline with Noodlings, who throws it directly into the poach defense from Fertoski, who will shoot, looking to the end zone. Colin Hoyen trying to track that one down, but it's too far out in front of him.
Just out of juice. He wasn't Garrett, our man, who has unlimited energy here, unable to chase it down. Yeah, a tough throw too to make your player run deep after a long point thus far.
Disc will be brought back up to the line. We see still the poach defense here in the lanes from the Bunny Thugs. Sean Naka with the disc for T-RAD. Resetting that one. The lane poaches really taking away those upfield options as they have to go back to Bowie in the handler position here, looking for a reset on the far sideline. That one just kept in bounds. Upfield now finding Sieben with the disc. Sieben finds Bowie. This time he'll shoot, keeping that one low, and Cam Connolly unable to hang on to the disc.
Lots of things to think about there. Connolly unable to keep his feet in bounds as well as grab the disc at the same time. So a little bit of a drop there, and we got a tweet from Philip here. Garrett runs fast is another option. Garrett run fast.
Wieseth with the disc resets to Paul. Paul holsters that Huck with some tight defensive coverage on the mark there. Wieseth finds Fertoski. Fertoski shooting to the end zone. That one well read, but just bobbled off the hands of Kuyava there.
And I think this wind doing the same thing as that did to the pole. It's making that disc hop up and down as it comes down towards the ground. The ground being a little bit warm. We are playing on turf, and so probably the heat making it very hard to judge the disc as it comes in close to the ground.
T-RAD still a longer point here. One of the longest points we've actually seen in this game, as T-RAD are being forced back into their end zone right now by this zone. Sean Naka with the disc. Finds Bowie. Bowie looking for an option, resets back into his end zone. Bowie almost a run through D there from Eric Wieseth as Bowie shoots that one up into space when Justice Paul fingertips to that D, going fully horizontal.
I sincerely hope there's a picture of that.
Looking for an option, goes for the break backhand around to Fertoski. Fertoski puts that one up into space. Wieseth with the disc. Looking again to Fertoski, who runs through, attacking that one. And now into the end zone. Kuyava this time with the goal. The Thugs leading, 2 points remaining for them at 13-2.
Yeah, and a great long point, good effort. Huge layout by Justice there. Sorry, his first name is Justice, is that correct? Yeah, Justice Paul making it. Like I said, I sincerely hope there's a picture of that, because he just got his fingertips to it, but it was just enough to mack the disc out of the hands or out of the line of the T-RAD receiver. So great play there. That was a long one. We saw a lot of good things. Noodling right at the start of that point from T-RAD, able to read the inside-out shot that Bunny Thugs was trying to complete on the end zone line. She got her full hand on it and was able to make that defensive change as well. So lots of good things in that long point.
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit of a learning opportunity here for T-RAD, who's been unable to get it upfield from that poachy zone there on that point when they finally did. Of course, the layout D we saw from Justice Paul. And for me, so far in this game, that's got to be one of the plays of the game here as well, Lucas. It was just fingertips to the disc, enough to push it out of bounds. And you always want to see that from a team who's leading at that point 12-2. They're up by so much. They're not getting complacent at all, still running through the disc on defense, still going for those big layout Ds. And that's what some of the top teams in this tournament will be doing throughout this weekend.
Definitely any top teams in the world. You don't stop playing when you have a lead. You've got to make sure it happens quickly. I mean, we're on pace for less than an hour of a game here. 8 minutes left till we reach the hour mark. So Bunny Thugs giving us a great show thus far.
This disc brought in now for T-RAD. Liam Archibald in the middle shoots a little inside shot to Larson. Brie Larson resetting now to Archibald, who goes through the cup there. A bit of poach defense, but they work it up the field. Bauer resets, and now back here with Archibald. Gowan lock. Looking for an option, goes through, and Draper manages to roll to keep that one. Just being sure of that catch there. Gowan lock again. Layout D attempt from Yates, but kept in play here with Bauer. Gowan lock. Finding an inside cut. T-RAD on the doorstep for their first point of the second half. Gowan lock in the middle, 5 yards from the end zone, near sideline. Donnelly puts that one around into the middle, and a miscommunication over who was supposed to go get that disc, and it's another turnover here.
Yeah, the person in the front of the stack thinking, oh, that's mine, but that throw was too far to be for me. Oh, yeah, it was for me.
So now moving it right away up the fields. Digel has the disc, and he will shoot it deep. That one is going to hang a little bit short. Morgan Braden there trying to lay out for that one, but a little bit too far out of her hands.
And Brie Larson, the defender, not realizing how close the offender was able to get that, and just letting it fall instead of going out and catching the D.
Draper now fakes the upline shot and will reset instead to Gowan lock. Surveying for an option and not finding much, goes to the far sideline. Donnelly now. Grant has the disc here in the middle of the field. Archibald shooting that one, looking for Draper in the end zone, but the defense well read there from Garrett Peters.
Yeah, Peters doing a great job reading. The disc actually got pushed down a little bit at the end of its flight path there by the wind. It was a good throw, a good idea. The fade over the top of the defender is a good option. As a guy I know calls it 3D ultimate, you got to be playing on all dimensions of the field. So, but just that time incomplete, and great read by Garrett to make sure it didn't come down in the receiver's hands. Oh, and Namak.
And this time Peters coming in for the second effort. That one was off the hands of Mark Dion, but this time McGill shooting it a little bit over the head. Wee Seth Wong unable to come down with that as Gowanlock looking for Archibald into the end zone. T-RAD on the board in this second half, still trailing 13-3, but they find themselves an offensive hold.
And yeah, they've been waiting a while for that. They haven't scored a point in a while, so I was talking about it a little bit earlier. We would like to see more from this T-RAD defense, because they did have a good couple of efforts, but their offensive opportunities haven't been converted, so they've never had that. So let's see now. Now they've gotten one, they can work on some defensive looks and force the Bunny Thugs maybe to give up a break or two to make this one, this game go on a bit longer.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of late run they can go on here. A much better point, and I have to say, I love that combination of Gowanlock and Archibald working the disc through the middle of the field there, especially with a little bit of a change-up. This time, Archibald, who's been so backfield for the most part of this game, staying in that handling role, making a cut to the end zone, and has a great thrower in Kyla Gowanlock, able to put that out into space in front of him. I would love to see that combination happen again.
Looks like we got 0-0. Bowie with the disc in his hand to pull for T-RAD here. Again, this is only going to be their third time on defense coming out for T-RAD. So this is like a totally new game. I don't know what to expect.
So that pull up now here. Trying to stop the roll. Scram will bring that in to Brett Lindsay. Over to Gardner. Now Tim Dorkson on the far sideline, shooting that one deep to the end zone, has two receivers.
Enough room.
And unfortunately unable to come down with it. A little bit of contact. Quick conversation will be had at the back of the end zone there, but it looks like there will be no call on the play.
Easily resolved. I think it was a good defensive play by the person in green there. That was a good throw, though. I think they were just running out of room at the back of the end zone.
Yeah, Tim Dorkson there looking for his wife, Elisa Dorkson, in the end zone. Had Joel Schaefer as well, but unable to come down with it. And T-RAD, another opportunity here. That one centered to Noodlings. Tight defense rather, upfield right now. Almost another run through D there, but kept in possession here for T-RAD. Looking for a reset option in Craig Rust. Rust will shoot to Bowie. Bowie and Rust really the only options right now. But now on the far sideline of the field, Julie Drott putting that one in front of Bowie. Has an open receiver deep, shoots for it, but it's a little bit short.
Oh.
Unfortunately, able to get to the receiver, but bobbled off of his chest. Maybe that catch a little bit too much time to think about that one.
And a bit of intimidity from the Bunny Thugs player there, maybe swiping their hand, missing the disc, but throwing the receiver off.
Scram now, up line. Finds Gartner. Gartner goes into the middle for Tim Dorkson. Up to Elisa Dorkson. That one, the reset shot a little bit too low and straight into the grounds.
Again, a tough throw to that bail, throwing into the, sort of through the side wind coming through your throw there.
Bowie in possession now for T-RAD. Putting that over to Drott. Drott shoots that inside shot up to Rust. Rust holsters the upfield look and now looking for Noodlings, but it's picked off by Morgan Broaden with the D.
Just too high and out of Noodling's hand there.
Gartner going under.
Oh.
And Tim Dorkson on the far sideline had the inside track on that one, and it looks like Michael Bowie there coming in a little bit late with the contact.
Yeah, trying to use his long limbs to try and reach around, but not able to sneak it in before the contact was initiated or even avoid the player completely. So definitely a discussion. I think they've gone to the observer already. And we're all trying to listen in and find out what's happening. The whole sideline here is quiet too, trying to get a glimpse at or listen in for what's happening. It's tough to interpret some of the hand signals, but looks.
So
yeah, go ahead, Becky.
it does look like that the observer ruling was that there was no foul. So, of course, tough to see from our view. That is on the far sideline. So Bowie must have got his hand through first to that disc before any contact was initiated. That one sails a little bit high. Lindsay comes down with it. Tim Dorkson streaking to the end zone. That one sailing into his hands as he lays out and rolls to keep that one in play and get the goal here. Now game point for the Bunny Thugs.
What a great grab. I don't know whether the defender, they just decided they weren't going to get that or what happened, but a great grab in the end zone there, rolling and making it look flashy. I don't know if it was maybe necessary, but hey, it looks cool and the camera got it. So yeah, like you said, Becky, that puts us in within game point here for the Bunny Thugs, them up 14-3.
Yeah, sometimes just needing to make that roll just to make extra sure you have the disc in your hands. No chance of bobbling it there. And unfortunately for T-RAD, not again taking advantage of an opportunity to go back the other way. That could have been their first break of the game. Bowie there, unfortunately, putting it up a little bit too high after the foul call, and maybe sometimes a little bit shaken or hard to reset after a discussion there as well. And the Thugs taking advantage, going all the way back the other way, looking so good here in this game.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. The little bit of the adrenaline you have after a discussion, a heated discussion probably on the far side of the field with Bowie and the intended receiver. Yeah, and a quick shout out to tall people in this game thus far. They've had to do a lot of work because a lot of throws have popped up on people, and it's been, we saw there, Noodling's not able to get up as high, but the tall people on both teams having the advantage in this game with both teams throwing errand, floaty passes wherever you see. So shout out to my fellow tall people.
So Thugs looking now to break to win this one. T-RAD hoping to extend the length of this game here as disc will be brought in play with Jeremy Burgess. Gowanlock putting it over to the near side for Larson. Larson resetting to Burgess. The poachy zone defense here again from Thugs as Burgess goes through the space and now upfield. That one in play here on the near sideline, and now Gowanlock in the middle will put that one around. Von Adrian with the disc puts the inside flick to the end zone, but there's no receiver in the space to go make a catch.
Yeah, I don't know what he was looking for. Maybe he saw something different than we did, but it looked like it was two Bunny Thug defenders deep and nobody to throw to. So Von Adrian there unable to make something happen.
McGill puts the break backhand around to Scram, who puts that upfield. Kuyava with the disc here on the near sideline. A pick called in the middle, so the players just resetting a little bit. Didn't affect play too much, so Kuyava will have the disc here on the near sideline.
And Kyla Gavinlock obviously having some whiff diff experience. She knew, or maybe she's an observer herself, but she knew what the hand signal for pick was immediately, indicating to the observer what the call is going to be.
Disc in with Kuyava now here for the Bunny Thugs. Looking upfield for Scram, who reels that one in and will shoot. Big around flick looking for Haley Williams, who comes down with that, reading it well and getting one hand on the disc now with McGill on the end zone line. McGill, the inside flick shot to the end zone. Carter Hunks with the goal, and that will be the game here for the Bunny Thugs.
And a quick one again, like our stream this morning. We had less than an hour. This one, an hour and 4 minutes long, with the Bunny Thugs walking away with a resounding victory, 15-3. T-RAD, lots to work on. They've got another game now coming up with the pre-quarters this afternoon. We will be streaming one of those games. We're not sure what it's going to be just yet, but we'll update our website and social media as soon as we do. So check out, you can go to follow us on Twitter. You can go at CUC Tweet. It's the same for Instagram, I believe, if you want to know what's going to be coming up on our last stream of the day. But thank you very much for joining us for this one. This has been your host, Lucas Main, and Becky on the Rebecca Thompson, however she prefers to be called. But we'll see you later on this afternoon for some pre-quarters action.
Yeah, we will be posting that information on the Ultimate Canada accounts as well as the CUC tweet, CUC_tweet account. So tune in. We'll hopefully have that out soon for you. That game will be at 4:25 p.m. Pacific time. So thank you so much for tuning in with us here. The Bunny Thugs will move on straight to quarters, first seed of their pool. And hold on 1 second with us. We might have
Well, while Becky figures that out, I'll actually give, so we're going to choose, we had one vote, one tweet at us from Hannah Forster, saying that Charlena McGill is going to be our fan player of the game. So Charlena McGill has earned herself a set of layout gloves, and Becky's going to let us know who's going to come up on the next stream.
Well, we can tell you that the games are not over yet, but if everything stands as it is right now, we will have an all-BC matchup in the pre-quarters between Fable from Vancouver and Victoria. Girls and boys out of course, Victoria, BC. So that's if everything stays the way it is right now in the games they are currently playing. But stay tuned again on our social media announcements. Thank you so much for tuning in with us for this game. We will be back at 4:25.